Hey everyone, welcome to the first video as part of the Smart Money Concept section of the course. As I said in the introduction video, if you have a smart money background, you guys can head straight over to the MGM section of the course. However, if you want a refresher on SMC, then stick around. Alright, so this part of the SMC section is going to be on structure. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the importance of structure as well as some terminology. Okay, so structure is the foundation of pretty much any strategy because no matter what strategy you use, every trader uses structure in some sort of way. Whether you use it to determine the trend of the market or you use it to identify support resistance zones, everyone uses structure to some degree. However, although in MGU we don't focus too much on structure, we still use it, but we use it very differently, which you'll understand once we get to the MGM section. Alright, so structure is essentially highs and lows in the market. Like I mentioned earlier, traders use this to basically determine the overall direction or trend of the market. In terms of terminology though, you will hear me say higher time frame and lower time frame. Your higher time frame would basically be anything above the current time frame you're on. So if you're on the 1 hour time frame, your higher time frame would be anything above like the 4 hour, the daily, or the weekly, and vice versa for the lower time frames. So your lower time frame is basically anything below the current time frame you're on. If you're on the 1 hour, anything below like the 15 minute, the 1 minute, or the 5 minute. So essentially, the higher time frame is the one in charge, telling you what to do and where it wants to go. So let's say you're on the 1 hour time frame. No matter what the direction is telling you on that particular time frame, the higher time frame holds more weight, meaning you have to put more focus on what the higher time frame is telling you in terms of direction. So the most important thing I want you all to take from this is that your higher time frame is always key. It is the most important part of building your direction or narrative. And your lower time frame is where you basically scale down to for entries. Okay, so understanding the higher time frame structure alongside the lower time frame is where most traders usually struggle. So I will not only teach you what structure is, but I will also help you understand and navigate between the different time frames and basically intertwine the different time frames all together so you all can be confident in your overall narrative and direction of the market. All right, so now that you all have a brief understanding of structure and the terminology, let's get to the next part where we'll get into the different phases in the market as well as talking about structure with diagrams and then moving into charts.